Defectors, the interactive game show where the scores of our players are determined by tonight's army of defectors. So, Defectors, your role is crucial, because without your support, the players can't score. Let's meet them now.
I'm Gary, and I'm from Sheerness.
Hi, I'm Deborah, and I'm from Northfleet.
I'm Lindsay from Dunedin, New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Isla and I'm from Bromley.
Now, the more support our audience defectors give to a player, the more points they'll be playing for as they compete to win £1,000. And it's not just our players who could win tonight. The audience defector who most consistently backs a winner will also be walking away with £1,000. Our opening round is First Impressions. Take a closer look at tonight's 4 players, strangers to you all, with different skills, different jobs and different qualifications. They're about to be tested, though, on their general knowledge. But who, in your opinion, is in pole position? Who's the top seed? Who's the Premier League player? Defectors, act on your first impressions only and select your player now. Let's have a look then, shall we? This is the percentage vote. We've got Gary on 19% there. We've got Isla on 21%, Deborah on 22%, Lindsay the favourite 38%, but it's pretty evenly split. So, here come the questions. What is sometimes referred to as Adam's ale or Adam's wine? Water, lager, tea or cider? The answer to that one was A, water. Isla didn't get in there in time. Here comes the next question. Which of these is a suit in a pack of tarot cards? Wands, shields, spoons or spears? The correct answer there was A, wands, and just Lindsay getting it right. Again, Isla, you didn't get in there in time. So let's have a quick look at the scores there. We've got Isla yet to get off the mark there. We've got Gary on 19 points, Deborah on 22, but leading at the moment is Lindsay with 76. So, Defectors, has your mind been changed? Is it time to change players? Let's find out now. Defect. OK, the new figures are locked in there. Isla, 8% there. Gary, 13%. Deborah, 17%. Lindsay, clear favourite now, 62%. Those are the figures you hope to be scoring for a correct answer to these questions. Brixton-born singer Deborah Dyer is better known by what name? Skin, Gabrielle, Dido or Misha Paris? The answer to that one was A, Skin. No one got that one right. So we move on. The next question is this. Which New York thoroughfare is particularly associated with the advertising industry? Lexington Avenue, Fifth Avenue, Broadway or Madison Avenue? The answer to that one was D, Madison Avenue. Just Gary and Deborah getting that one correct. Let's have a look at the scores right now. We've got Isla still on 0 there. We've got Gary on 32. Deborah just ahead there on 39. But still leading at the moment is Lindsay with 76. That's how the players are doing. But what about our audience of defectors? Who's leading out there? It's Shirley Tristram, who's 57, a secretary. Well done there, Shirley. If you're there at the end of the show, you'll win £1,000. But right now, it's interrogation time in Trust Me. Our players will be answering questions on specific subjects. To help you decide who to vote for, each will now make a short appeal before each topic. Tonight's first Trust Me subject, then, players, is children's books. So, Gary, why trust you?
You can trust me on this one. My eldest child runs her school library. Every Saturday morning, I read library time and story time to all the children at our local library.
Gary in third place at the moment. He's answered just as many questions right as Deborah and Lindsay. Deborah, why trust you?
You can definitely trust me on this. Having a 4-year-old at home, I read all the books from Roald Dahl's BFG to the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis.
Lindsay, why trust you?
You can trust me, I'm a policeman. I'm also a schools liaison officer, and the kids just love telling me about the books they've read. As a direct result of what they said, I've read all of Harry Potter.
Isla, we're gunning for you here. Why trust you?
You You can definitely trust me, as I'm a student and I'm still in touch with my childhood. And I read loads and loads of stories, such as Secret Garden, who's also been made into a film.
Was it just talk? Are you sticking with your choice? Let's find out on the subject of children's books. Audience, defect. OK, let's have a look at the percentages. Isla, 8% there, Lindsay, 14%, and Gary and Deborah both on 39%. Those figures now locked in. Here come the questions. Which of these novels did Kenneth Grahame write? Tales of the Riverside, Wind in the Willows, Swallows and Amazons, Animal Farm. The answer to that one was B, Wind in the Willows. Just Gary picking up the points there. Here's the next one. What is the name of Noddy's bearded gnome friend? Mr. Plod, Big Head, Four Eyes, or Big Ears? Of course, the answer was D. Yes, you all got it right. Isla, you're off and running. At last there, Big Ears was the answer. Here's the next one. Who writes the Budgie the Helicopter children's books? The Duke of Edinburgh, Princess Anne, the Prince of Wales, or the Duchess of York? The right answer to that one was D, the Duchess of York. Just Deborah failing to pick up points there. So, we move on now, and it's time for the next subject. At the end of this, though, the player with the lowest score will be unceremoniously dumped from the game. So tonight's second Trust Me subject is ports. Gary, why trust you on ports?
Yeah, for 4 years I worked at a local ferry called the Ola Line, which sails from Sheerness to Vlissingen. When I stopped that job, I used to go on holiday visiting other ports because they were very...
Deborah, why trust you?
You can definitely trust me on this. I've worked in the travel industry, travelled extensively, lots of cruises. I remember each port because I've got a guy in every one.
Lindsay, why trust you?
Trust me, water sports are my hobby. I've sailed the whole coast of the south of Britain. I'm also a scuba diver and I've dived all over the world. Mediterranean, Red Sea, of course, New Zealand and the Indian Ocean.
Isla, why trust you?
You can definitely trust me, as I'm Turkish and I've sailed all over Europe, visiting ports in southern France, Spain, Italy and Greece, and also on a Mediterranean cruise and a Caribbean cruise.
So, has your mind been changed? Audience, on the subject of ports, defect. Let's have a look. Isla, still 8% there. Deborah, 12%. Gary, 31%. Lindsay, 49%. OK, here come the questions. Which port has served Athens since classical times? Corinth, Piraeus, Athens, or Patrai? The right answer there was B, Piraeus. Just Deborah getting that one right. Next question is this. Which port stands at the mouth of the River Seine? Calais, Dieppe, Le Havre, or Cherbourg? Le Havre, C was the answer. You all got it right. Well played. But the final question is this. We have to lose someone at the end of it. Ostia is the port of which city? Rome, Corinth, Milan, or Lisbon? The right answer there was A, Rome. No one got it right, but we've got to lose a player. Let's take a look at the scores. We've got Gary now, the leader there, on 180. Lindsay just behind on 153. Deborah then on 102. But Isla, I'm afraid, with 24, you do have the lowest score. The audience have defected against you. I'm afraid it's time to leave. And while Isla walks the plank, we'll sail into the next round after this short break. Join us afterwards to find out which of our 3 remaining players and which of these defectors will be walking away with £1,000. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're down to our 3 remaining players, and the scores look like this. We've got Deborah trailing at the moment with 102, but she's answered just as many questions right as Lindsay, who's in second place, who's got 153, but the leader at the moment is Gary with 180. That's how it stands for the contestants. But what about our defectors? Who's leading now in the audience? It's changed again. It's now Louisa Clark, who's 18 and a student. Yes, Louisa, you might win £1,000. Bet you can't believe that, can you? Right, now it's back to Trust Me. Once again, the players have to get your vote before they go on to answer questions on 3 specialist subjects. Tonight's third Trust Me subject, players, is cartoon characters. So, Gary, why trust you?
Well, you can do, because my children think I am a cartoon character. Apart from that, they've got a massive collection. They've got all the Disney videos, and we've just saved up for the biggest, widest TV that you can buy, just so they can watch them.
Deborah, why trust you?
Definitely trust me on this. I've been to Disney World 4 times and I have the largest video collection of Disney and cartoon films, from Mickey Mouse to Snow White, Daffy Duck and Scooby-Doo, everything.
Lindsay, why trust you?
You can trust me, I'm a cartoon addict. I love all the Warner Brothers characters. I think I know them personally. And thank God the kids next door have got a good selection of videos. I'm always over there.
So, who's impressed you and who's depressed you? Subject is cartoon characters. Defect now. The new figures are locked in. Let's have a look now. There's only 3 of you. Lindsay, just 7% there. Deborah, 27%. Gary, the favourite here, 66% of the audience supporting you for these questions. Here they come. What is Grandpa Simpson's first name? Homer Sr., Abraham, Hank, or Larry? The right answer was B, Abraham, and everyone apart from Gary got that right, and Gary had the majority support there. Here's the next one. Robin Williams played which cartoon character in a 1980 film? Was it Mr. Magoo, Popeye, Dennis the Menace, or Flash Gordon? It's a Robert Altman film, and it was B, Popeye. You all got it right. Well played. Here comes the last question. What type of creature was the TV cartoon character Bullwinkle? A moose, a mouse, a rabbit, or a horse? The answer to that one was A, a moose. Again, Gary, the only one to get it wrong, and you had 66% of the audience backing you. But we move on now to tonight's 4th Trust Me subject, which is children of the famous. So, Gary, why trust you?
You can definitely trust me on this one. For 4 years, and before she met me, my wife worked for an exclusive London agency as a nanny, exclusively for all the rich and famous children.
Gary's still leading on points, but Deborah and Lindsay have now got more questions right than him throughout the game. Deborah, why trust you?
Definitely trust me on this. I absolutely love gossip. I read all the magazines, such as Hello and Life, from musicians like Madonna, her children, Lourdes and Rocco, to...
Lindsay, why trust you, sir?
You can trust me, I'm showing my age a little bit here. I'm watching all the generations of the families coming through. Henry Fonda, his daughter Jane, and now her daughter Bridget. And of course, not forgetting the politicians' children who are showing themselves up a little bit.
So, Defectors, are you sticking with your choice, or is it perhaps now time for a change? The subject is the children of the famous. Defect now. Let's see if that's made a difference. Let's have a look. Yes, it has actually. Gary, just 15% of the vote. Lindsay, 18%. Deborah, 67%. You can do some damage here. You've got to get them right, though. Here are the questions. What is the first name of Paul McCartney's fashion designer daughter? Stella, Heather, Mary, Linda. The answer was A, Stella. Everyone apart from Gary got it right. Here's the next one. Rufus Tiger and Tiger Lily are the names of 2 of the children of which rock musician? Eric Clapton, Noel Gallagher, Bob Geldof, or Roger Taylor? The answer was D, Roger Taylor. No one got points there. Final question on the children of the famous. Kenny, Bruce and Valmy are the children of which TV superstar? Dame Edna Everage, Roland Ratt, Lily Savage, or Basil Fawlty? The correct answer there was A, Dame Edna Everage. Just Lindsay missing out on that one. So, we move to our final subject, and at the end of this, the contestant with the lowest score will be out on their ear, leaving us with just 2 players for our final head-to-head. The final Trust Me subject, then, players, is sporting nationalities. So, Gary, why trust you on that?
You can trust me on this one. I follow the international golfing circuit. I've been to just about every continent in the world watching golf tournaments, and recently I met Davis Love III in Florida whilst he was playing the...
Deborah's now got more questions right than anyone else. Why trust you on this, though, Deborah?
Definitely trust me on this. Last year, I watched the 2000 Sydney Olympics every day, and when Steve Redgrave won that 5th gold medal for Britain, I was just more excited than he was, probably.
Lindsay's in last place, but he's got more questions right than Gary in second place. Why trust you, though?
You can trust me. Coming from New Zealand, we turn out some pretty good sportsmen. Everybody wants to beat New Zealand at rugby and cricket. And, of course, last year I witnessed New Zealand beat America and Italy in the America's Cup.
So, Defectors, confident in your choice, or is it time to jump ship on the subject of sporting nationalities? Defect now. Let's have a look. We've got Deborah, 18% on this one, on sport, surprising that. Gary, 32%. Lindsay, exactly half the audience backing you, 50% of them supporting you for these questions. Here we go. Where was the footballer Dwight York born? Jamaica, Florida, Tobago or Cuba? The right answer was C, Tobago. Everyone apart from Deborah getting it right. Next question. What was the nationality of the golfer Roberto Di Vincenzo, who won the British Open Championship in 1967? Mexican, Argentinian, Italian, American? The answer was B, Argentinian. Again, everyone apart from Deborah getting it right. Final question. What is the nationality of snooker player James Wattener? Malaysian, American, Thai or French? The correct answer there was C, Thai. Just Gary nipping in with the right answer there. But it's time to discard another player. Let's take a look at the scores. Very close indeed, really. Gary on 357. Then we've got Deborah on 317. You both go through, but Lindsay, despite the fact you answered one more question right than Deborah did, you do have the lowest score with 292. The audience have defected against you. It's time to leave. As Lindsay heads home and our two remaining players prepare to compete for £1,000, let's find out now which defector is currently top of the heap. It's now Heather Campbell, who's 18 and a student. Heather, I've got £1,000 with your name on it at the moment, but you've got to hang on to the end of the show. So, Gary and Deborah, it's time now to go heads-ahead in our grand finale Quick Defect. We've reset your scores to 0, and your aim now is to amass the biggest score by the time you hear this exciting noise. Quick Defect is played on the buzzer, so only one of you can score on every question. Now then, Defectors, you'll be given the chance to defect prior to every single question, so the player's fate now lies completely in your hands. Well then, for £1,000, let's play Quick Defect. Good luck to you both. Here's the first subject. Famous daughters, defect. On the buzzers, the question is, who is the film actress daughter of Tony Curtis? Deborah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right answer there for 69. The next subject is the Zodiac, defect. Question. Which sign of the Zodiac lies between Cancer and Virgo? Gary?
Leo.
Right answer, yes, for 18. The next subject is magic, defect. Wait for the question, Gary. Apart from a wizard, what is a male witch called? Yes, Deborah?
A warlock.
Yes, that's the right answer. The next subject is canals, defect. I'd have been interested to hear your answer there. It's the question is roughly 2 miles long. What is the name of Venice's main canal? Time out. The Grand Canal was the answer. The subject of the next one is dance, defect. Question, which dance traditionally begins and ends the show at the Moulin Rouge? Yes, Deborah.
Can-can.
That's the right answer. The next subject is this. English history, defect. Question, who took the title of Lord Protector of England in 1653? Worth a guess? No, time out. Oliver Cromwell. The next subject is sporting outbursts, defect. Question, which sportsman was often heard to say, you cannot be... Yes, Gary?
John McEnroe.
Right answer, of course. The next subject is English cathedrals, defect. Question, which London cathedral stands at the top of Ludgate Hill? Yes, Gary?
Is it Westminster?
No, it's the wrong answer. Deborah?
Southwark Cathedral.
No, it's St Paul's Cathedral. The next subject being Tibet, defect. Question, what name is given to Eastern Tibetans who are renowned for their skills as mountaineers and guides? Sherpas was the answer. Time out on that one. The next subject is Welsh geography. Defect. Question. Which strait separates Anglesey from the mainland of Wales? Any thoughts? Time out. The Menai Strait was the answer. The next subject is geometry. Defect. Question. How many sides has a heptagon? Gary.
7.
That's the right answer. The next subject being the planets. Defect. It's getting very close. Which planet is on average furthest from the sun? Gary.
Mercury.
No, wrong answer. Probably worth a guess, Deborah.
Uranus.
No, thank you. It's Pluto is the answer, and that is the end of the round. So, for the final time, and on that rather dubious note, let's take a look at the scores. Gary, from left to right, you've got 137. So, Deborah, you need to beat that total to be tonight's winner. So, for £1,000, is it higher than 137? 192, you've done it! Well done! Deborah is tonight's winner, but who's won in the audience? Who's backed the most correct answers? Who is tonight's top defector? She's 18, she's a student. Heather Campbell, you've just won £1,000. Come and collect your cash, yes. Deborah, in you come. Well done, Heather. Well played. £1,000. Can't be bad, can it? Deborah, congratulations. Brilliant performance and £1,000 to you as well. Where's she gone? Stay there. Until next time then, goodbye.